Welcome back to Flat Hats at Home, bringing a little bit of Redwood National and State Park to you and your home. Any minute now, we're going to be getting a video chat from Ranger Steven. Oh, that must be him. Hi, Ranger Steven.
Hi, Ranger Allie.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I am excited to learn about salamanders. Can you tell everybody a little bit more about yourself?
Okay, sure. My name's Stephen Krause. I'm an interpretive park guide at Redwood National and State Parks, currently teleworking from home, actually my backyard.
Cool. Well, I heard we're going to be doing something a little extra special today.
We're going to be feeding salamanders. But before we do that, I'd like to talk to you about why Redwood National and State Parks is such a paradise for the salamander species that live here. And before we do that, we got to know some salamander basics. Salamanders are amphibians, just like frogs. They are not lizards, which are reptiles. And unlike the scaly skin of a reptile, amphibian skin is permeable, which means it can absorb water. So, believe it or not, many amphibians actually drink through their skin. So, this sponge is really full of water. But if I leave it out in the sun too long, it's going to look like this. The same can happen to an amphibian. There are 10 species of salamander in the park, and 4 of them have an aquatic larval stage. These are the coastal giant salamander, the northwestern salamander, the rough-skinned newt, and the southern torrent salamander. These salamanders begin life breathing with gills and through their skin. Eventually, they will begin practicing breathing air with their lungs before completely transforming and venturing onto land. The other 6 salamanders that live here in the park are known as the plethodonts. Plethodonts have no aquatic larval stage. They undergo direct development. In fact, in a sense, instead of metamorphosizing from a tadpole to an adult, they hatch as miniature-looking adults. The most famous of these is the wandering salamander, the highest climbing salamander in the world.
But Ranger Steven, what do they climb?
Redwoods, of course. But check this out. They don't even have lungs.
So they only breathe through their skin? Oh my gosh, I can't imagine.
Right? So why is Redwood National and State Park such a paradise for these animals? Well, most of this park is classified as a temperate rainforest. The forest here can receive over 80 inches of rain per year. And 50% of the water redwoods drink actually comes from fog dripping off of their leaves. All that water is great news for amphibians, especially for those that start their life in the creeks. And a lot of the creeks at Redwood National and State Parks flow year-round. Prairie Creek at Prairie Creek Redwood State Park is actually considered one of the cleanest watersheds in California. The park also has some of the cleanest air in the state. That's really important if you're a skin breather. Amphibians are often referred to as ecological indicators. If there's a decline in amphibian populations, that could mean there's something wrong with the water or the air. And having good, clean air and fresh, clean water is important for all of us.
So do we get to feed the salamanders now?
Yeah, have a look.
Oh my gosh, they're so cute!
They do have adorable little Muppet faces. But if you're a worm, watch out. So these are northwestern salamanders, which are a type of mole salamander. They spend most of their time underground in abandoned tunnels or under large debris. A unique adaptation that these salamanders have is that they can actually reach maturity in their larval state, gills and all. This is called pedomorphism. Pedomorphs will spend their entire lives underwater. It looks like these guys are wrestling over the same worm. So these were collected in 2008 outside of the park in accordance with California Department of Fish and Game guidelines and the use of a California fishing license. I found them in a seasonal pool that was quickly evaporating, and I raised them from the larval stage. So what's really cool is the fact that their average life expectancy in the wild is only about 5 years. And in captivity, the record is 10 and a half. Well, I've had these salamanders since 2008, and it's 2020 now. So, yeah, these guys are pretty old.
So Ranger Steven, what is your favorite part about salamanders?
My favorite part about salamanders is the fact that they're adorable, adaptable, and voracious.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you, Ranger Allie.
Have a good day.
We'll see you later.
Thank you, Ranger Steven, for showing us your salamanders. I've never seen a salamander eat before. That was awesome. Join us next week, and we're going to be joining Ranger Rachel, say that one 5 times fast, and discovering more about our tide pools. You're not going to want to miss this one. It's going to be awesome. We'll see you next time, and thank you for watching this episode of Flat Hats at Home, bringing a little bit of Redwood National and State Parks from our home to yours. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like or maybe even give us a share. Redwood National and State Parks is committed to bringing as much of our park to your home as we can during this unprecedented time. So please stay healthy and stay safe.